most challenging thing is catching people's attention and keeping their interest. You really have to make history sexy, I feel like, to get people excited about it. I mean, there's nothing better than standing in the same spot or walking by a building where the actual event took place, or looking or reading the actual manuscript as opposed to seeing a copy online. So I've been working here for a little over a decade, so just a little longer than 10 years. Ideas already placed. I think that they know that Newport was a summer resort, they've heard of the mansions, they've heard of the resort Gilded Age, and I think that they get here and they're surprised to see just how much of the colonial city is still here, and they're surprised to find out the breadth of Newport's history. And so they start coming back to programs and they start bringing their friends, or when they have family visiting from out of town, they start bringing their friends on one of our site tours or our walking tours, or perhaps picking up one of our journals or our newsletter and just wanting to find out more.
History, yes, it's difficult to market history, but not always in the sense that history itself is difficult to market. For example, a small institution, it's always hard because you don't have as many followers, but there's always the challenge of bringing in younger crowd. Like a living history perspective is very, very large in what we do, and that seems to interest children, which is great. It brings families in, but also people who are in their 20s, 30s, almost anyone of any age seems to be interested in living history.
I think how we've changed in the last decade is that we're trying really hard to talk about history in context of the day to make it relevant. So there's something going on in the world. We're trying to find examples from the past that get people thinking about a situation that's happening now. And the reason why it's important to preserve these objects is so that people have a tangible connection with the past. So just as an example, a lot of people are interested in genealogy. It's really hot, it's been hot for a while. How do you think people learn about their connections to the past? They're coming into historical societies and libraries and archives like ours, and they're pouring through records and they're looking at photos and they're looking at manuscripts and they're connecting with their past. If we didn't preserve these objects, people wouldn't be able to do that. To get out there in an age where everything is accessible to people now and it's accessible instantly, to get people thinking about the history and getting them to think about actually coming through the door as opposed to just looking something up online is challenging. So we're constantly thinking of ways like how can we get out in front of people and get them excited so that they understand that they shouldn't just look something up online, that they need to come through the door. They actually need to come visit us.